So the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Barranquilla the net, the roar of the crowd erupts as they snatch the lead. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Goal! Union Magdalena have done it. The stage erupts as they snatch the lead. The power, the precisions, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! And that's the whistle for halftime. A fiercely contested opening 45 minutes here, but neither Union Magdalena nor Barranquilla FC could find that crucial breakthrough, locked at 0-0. The power, the percentage, unbelievable! Not much happening out there yet, is there? Both teams feeling each other out in these opening moments. The power, the precision, the pure and tech finish. Yes, unbelievable. A cagey start here, both sides probing butt, just feeling each other out. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A bit of ping pong in midfield so far, isn't it? Neither side really getting a foothold.
It's stretch-a-mission defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's early days, John, but you can already see our opposition defense. See, trying to establish some quick transitions.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, Mike! Early possession for Barranquilla, but Union Magdalena looking organized, aren't they? Trying to pinch it back.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, you can see Barranquilla FC trying to establish a rhythm down the left flank, but Union Magdalena's midfield is compact, denying them space.
The power, the precision genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not much to get the pulse racing just yet, is there? Barranquilla look a bit tentative in their build-up. The unbelievables of that finish. A bit of a cagey start here, isn't it? Both sides feeling each other out.
It shows opposition defenses. It shows a clear plan. You see Union Magdalena trying to play through the middle, but Barranquilla FC are well drilled, cutting off those passing lanes effectively, forcing them wide.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Just a bit of probing from Barranquilla here, trying to find a little space down that left flank.
To stretch opposition tent, it shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John. You can see the midfield pressing trap sets being set, trying to force those turnovers in dangerous areas. But Barranquilla are showing good composure in their build-up so far.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a huge amount of urgency from either side just yet. Is there feels like both are just feeling each other out? The power, the precision, the pures of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a slow burner here, isn't it, Mike? Feels like both sides are trying to feel each other out.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John, and Union Magdalena are pressing quite high when they lose it, forcing them wide. It's a really interesting early territorial battle unfolding.
The pure of that finish! Unbelievable! All right, Mike. Bit of a cagey start here. Magdalena looking to establish some early control. But Barranquilla's shape is tastic. A pour! The power, the pure genius of that unbelievable, just a bit of head tennis in midfield at the moment, isn't it? Needs someone to unlock this.
It shows intent. A clear tactical plan, indeed, John. You can see Barranquilla FC trying to build from the back, but Union quite effectively denying them easy progression.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Not much to report yet, class. Both teams feeling each other out, keeping it tight in midfield.
It shows inter. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're building from the back patiently. Union Magdalena are sitting deep and compact, looking to spring on the counter should the opportunity arise.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that believable. A lot of probing from Barranquilla, but Union Magdalena are looking very organized in that midfield. No real clear chances yet. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! It's a bit cagey out there, isn't it? Both sides feeling each other out, trying to find that early spark.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent. A tactical plan, indeed, John. You can see Union Magdalena trying a lot of intricate passing, while Barranquilla FC are holding their shape, waiting for that moment to pounce.
The power, the precisions of that finish, unbelievable. Not a lot to sink our teeth into just yet, is there? Both sides feeling each other out.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Absolutely, John. You can see Barranquilla FC this boot allowing Union Magdalena to carry the ball, but denying them space between the lines.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! All right, Mike. Union Magdalena are certainly looking to stretch Barranquilla down those flanks early on here, but nothing's really come of it just yet. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! A bit of a chess match developing here, Mike. Both sides feeling each other out. Nobody wanting Moan to make the first mistake. Of that deck, finish, unbelievable. Not a whole lot of zip to this one yet, Mike. Barranquilla just probing, Union looking to break.
to stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent, and it shows a... You're right, John. Barranquilla are keen to deny space between the lines. They'll be looking to exploit any turnovers with quick transitions once they settle.
The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Come on, lads, a little bit of urgency now. We've seen so much patient buildup, but I'm itching for a spark to ignite this one. See, absolutely world class. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. They're probing Mike, but it's all a bit sterile in midfield, just passing it sideways, not really threatening either defense at the moment. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. A bit cagey here, Mike, neither side wanting to give too much away. Possession just shuffling from left to right. The power, the precision, the pure chess of that finish. Feels like a game of chess developing, Mike. So much jockeying for possession early on.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Barranquilla are pressing high, but Union Magdalena are finding space out wide, looking to exploit those channels with their wingers.
Satbowick! The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Trying to stretch the Magdalena midfield.
It shows a clear tactical plan. You can see Barranquilla FC trying to build from busts of the back, but Union Magdalena are pressing with real discipline, cutting off those passing lanes effectively.
The precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. You know, Mike, you just sense a real chess match unfolding here, trying to find that opening.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. It's a fascinating tactical battle unfolding. Barranquilla are trying to stretch Union through to those wider channels, but that it's every real space.
It's the power, but we're genius. It's so bit cagey out there, isn't it? Both sides probing. No real incision yet. See the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A real chess match developing here, Mike. Neither side wanting to give an inch. It's the power, the precision of that finish. Unbelievable. And there it is. Union Magdalena have drawn first blood. The home fans are in absolute raptures as they take the lead. 1-0.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. You can see Barranquilla trying to work the ball down right flank using the width, while Union Magdalena are looking compact, forcing them inside. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not a whole
whole lot happening in this midfield battle, is it? Both sides looking a bit hesitant to commit.
It shows his intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's interesting, John. You can see Barranquilla FC trying to stretch Union Magdalena wide, but their final just hasn't been crisp enough to unlock anything.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable to find a foothold here, aren't they? Barranquilla FC seeing a bit more of the ball, but not really penetrating. Sages of that finish, a bit of a belovable. Right, just passing it around at the back, Union, trying to unlock something.
It shows intent, a clear tactical plan. That's right, John. You're seeing Barranquilla FC trying to deny that space in behind, forcing Union to play in front of them, which is a smart early tactic.
The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. This is a bit of a chess match at the moment, isn't it? Both sides probing, but nobody really committing that killer pass. The power, the precision of the pure genius of that bow. You sense it, Mike. That little bit of pressure building from Union Magdalena. They're starting to nudge their way into this Barranquilla half. The precision, the pure genius of that. Unbelievable! Just a little bit of head tennis in midfield at the moment, isn't it, Mike? Neither side really committing forward.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Absolutely, John. Barranquilla FC trying to pin Union Magdalena back, but the hosts are showing good defensive shape, but cutting off those wide channels effectively.
Pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! This midfield battle is really starting to heat up, Mike. Union are pressing high, trying to force a mistake. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Barranquilla FC looking a bit lost trying to break down this Union Magdalena shape, aren't they? Just can't find that incisive pass.
Intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's a cagey start, John. You see Barranquilla trying to overload the left flank, hoping for that diagonal ball, but Union's midfield is holding firm for now.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Union Magdalena, come on. Let's see us probing, not really stretching this Barranquilla defense. The power that persists, the pures of that finish. Unbelievable! They're just probing, aren't they? Passing it around the back, trying to draw Magdalena out.
It's a surreptitious defense. You're right, Jontent. It shows a clear tactical plan on Sion. Barranquilla looking very solid fistal defensively and forcing Union Magdalena wide, which isn't quite working for them at the moment.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. This is a bit of a chess match out there at the moment, isn't it? Not a lot of real penetration. The power, the genius of believable. Not a lot happening in the middle of the park here, is it? Just a few sideways passes.
Just the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. I agree, John. Union Magdalena are showing a willingness to commit players forward, but Barranquilla FC are very well drilled defensively, cutting off the passing lanes effectively.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius. Unbelievable. Bit of a midfield battle unfolding here, isn't it? Both teams trying to establish some control.
A stretch is so clear, is so intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's interesting, John, the way keeping their midfield so compact, almost inviting Union Magdalena forward, but then looking to spring those quick counterattacks.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a touch cagey, this one, Mike. Both teams probing, but not really getting bodies forward. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a little bit of a lull here, isn't it? They're probing, but nothing's really sticking.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Pula are patiently building from the back, looking to draw Union Magdalena out of their shape before committing numbers forward.
The power, the progenius. Unbelievable. Not a lot to report here, is there? Just probing, trying to find a weakness.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Jesum, it's a quick breathe them. They are, John, and notice how their wingbacks are pushing higher up the pitch, almost creating a back three when they have possession deep.
It's the power, the precision, the genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Bit of a stalemate here, isn't it? Union but Barranquilla are holding firm. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! This little spell of possession for Barranquilla, John, feels like they're probing, looking for that little seam.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Absolutely, John. Magdalena are patiently probing down the left, with the number 7 drifting inside, trying to link up play with the midfield pivot.
The precision, the pure genius of her with that finish. Unbelievable. Not much happenings out there, is it? Barranquilla looking a bit disjointed in midfield, struggling to connect. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that the finish. Unbelievable! Barranquilla are looking to exploit that right flank, but Union Magdalena are doubling up well. Aren't they? Just need something to spark this one into life. The pure genius of that finish, unbelievable! You know, Mike, a bit of a lull here. Union seem content to just keep it amongst themselves at the back.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Magdalena are favoring that left flank with their build-up, but Barranquilla's compact shape is forcing them into wider areas, limiting clear chances so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that believable. Still a bit cagey this, isn't it? Lots of probing, but not much penetration from either side so far. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot happening for either side at the moment, is it? This missed midfield battle is really tight.
It shows a clear tactical plan. That's right, John. Union Magdalena are patiently probing, looking for that opening on the left flank with their wingers staying high.
The power, the precision, pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Barranquilla enjoying a good spell of possession now, trying to probe for an opening.
It shows intent. It shows clear tactical plan. Well, John, you're seeing a structured shape from Barranquilla FC, trying to deny Union Magdalena space in behind their far-inch defense, which is forcing the home side to probe a little wider than they'd ideally like.
It's absolutely world class. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just looking at how Union Magdalena here, forcing them wide, it's a real test of their defensive shape. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, Mike. Not quite committing bodies forward.
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. I think Union Magdalena are happy to let them have it in those wide areas. They're holding their spring shape brilliantly at the back.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Bit of a lull here, isn't it? Barranquilla are looking to build something, but Union Magdalena are just sitting so deep, making it tough. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Barranquilla are trying to build from the back, but Union's midfield is really pressing high, denying them space to play.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly probing, John, but Barranquilla have set up their defensive shape very smartly and in the central lanes and forcing them wide.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a bit of head tennis out there for a moment, isn't it? Neither side can really gain a foothold. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. This is a bit cagey, isn't it? Not a lot of zip in the final third from either side.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Union Magdalena are looking to overload that left flank, trying to exploit a bit of space behind the Barranquilla fullback. They'll need more directness to break this resilient defense down.
The pure genius of that finish. Come on, lads! I mean, it's all a bit pedestrian at the moment, isn't it?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. It's all about the width here. Union are stretching Barranquilla FC, trying to exploit those channels down the flanks. They're looking for that breakthrough pass.
The power, the precision, it's unbelievable. A lot of sideways stuff going on here, Mike. Just trying to feel each other out, perhaps. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. This is a bit like a chess match at the moment, isn't it, Mike? Very deliberate, very few risks being taken by either Union Magdalena or Barranquilla.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan they're probing. John, to find that little pocket of space. So Barranquilla FC are looking to overload down the left flank, but Union Magdalena's shape is holding firm for now.
Power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. It's still a bit of a cagey affair out there, isn't it? Both sides probing without really committing. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Still no real penetration from either side here, Mike. Just probing around the edges.
It shows approval. They are, John. Barranquilla are looking to play through it, though, trying to find the spaces in behind those advanced fullbacks with their winger.
The power, the precision of that finish, unbelievable! Just a little bit of head tennis in midfield here. Not much else to report as we tick past the half-hour mark. It's the sass of that finish. Unfixy affair out there, Mike. Not a lot of clear-cut chances being fashioned.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're struggling to commit numbers forward, John. And Magdalena's defensive structure is just so compact. They're inviting pressure and then looking to exploit the space left behind on the counter.
The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a lot happening out there, is it? Just shuffling it around the back for Magdalena. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finishings. This midfield-off battle is getting intense, Mike. Barranquilla are trying to force it down the left flank again.
to strip opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly enjoying Shericum's subisonum, but Burren's enjoying the Lions' our share of possession, John, but funneling them wide. It's a patient build-up, waiting for that one killer pass to unlock it.
Unbelievable! Just a touch slow, this game. Need a spark.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, you can see Barranquilla are trying to build patiently, working the ball wide to find space. But Union's shape is holding firm for now.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a bit of tennis up there, Mike. Nobody really finding their rhythm yet. So rapidly world class. Oh my word. Barranquilla, the pure genius struggling to find believable. The Barranquilla are Magdalena Struffens at the moment, aren't they? They look a bit predictable.
It shows it's a clear tactical plan. Union Magdalena seemed content to recycle possession deep, trying to draw out that Barranquilla FC shape, but the visitors are holding their lines very resolutely thus far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A bit of a lull here, isn't it, Mike? Feels like they're just feeling each other out a little too much. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not a lot happening out there, is it? Feels like they're just passing it about for the sake of it.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. So, Barranquilla trying to draw Union Magdalena out. You can see the midfield block holding its shape very deliberately.
The precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. They're just probing that killer pass, but Barranquilla FC are so compact right now. Cast. The pure asphalt, unbelievable! Just trying to find that breakthrough, aren't they? A little bit of shape-shifting from both sides here.
It shows intent, a clear tactical plan indeed, John. Barranquilla FC are looking to stretch Union Magdalena wide while they home side are packing the center, trying to deny them space to build.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Still, Union Magdalenas. Holding a Magdalena holding onto that slender lead, aren't they, Quilla, looking a little lost for ideas out there.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's fascinating, John. Union Magdalena. Union Magdalena are keeping their shape impeccably, forking Barranquilla into wide areas where they've struggled to find any penetration so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! You feel like Barranquilla are starting to find their rhythm now, Mike. A bit more sustained pressure building. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Notable. It's a bit of a chess match out there, isn't it? Both teams feeling each other out, not wanting to make that crucial early mistake. The power, seeing the genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a little bit cagey, isn't it, Mike? Lots of probing, but not much penetration from either side.
It's Stretch a clear tactical plan. It shows a tactical plasm. They're looking to isolate their wingers, John, but is exceptionally FC's defense shape. It's denying those clear passing lanes.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just ticking over here, aren't they? You feel like Barranquilla are trying to force something, but Union are holding firm. The power, the precision, the pure genius, unbelievable. Not much doing for spells, is it? Barranquilla looking to break, but Magdalena's shape is holding firm.
To stretch the opposition tactical plan, it shows a clear tactical plan. Barranquilla are looking to stretch Union Magdalena wide. You see how their wingers are hugging the touchline, trying to create 8 space for their midfielders to exploit.
Stinich is the Pewin wits class. The power, lads, let's see a bit of spark here before the break. Feels like everyone's just waiting for something to happen. Sojin, a pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! That little spell of possession from Barranquilla, Mike. They're just probing, looking for that gap, aren't they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly disciplined, John. You can see the defensive shape is well drilled, leaving very little space in those central areas.
See power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot of rhythm to this one, is there, Mike? Barranquilla look a bit disjointed in midfield. Of that class, the power, the pure genius of that finish. Not much to report here, is there, Mike? Union are just trying to keep hold of it. Barranquilla pressing hard. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Bit of a lull, isn't it? Barranquilla trying to find a way through that Union defense. But it's a bit like banging your head against a brick wall.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, they're patiently working it wide, trying to draw out Union Magdalena's midfield to create space centrally for their number 10, who's been quite elusive so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! They're probing, but Barranquilla FC are just so compact, not giving Union Magdalena an inch of space to work with.
Stretch watch the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John, and Union Magdalena are pressing that narrow gap effectively. Notice how their wingers tuck, forcing Barranquilla wide, where they've struggled to create anything so far.
The power, the pure genius of the Porreginitas are find a way through. But Union Magdalena are just sitting so deep, aren't they? No cutting edge yet. Setzt, the genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a touch slow to ignite. This one feels like both sides are feeling their way, seeing who blinks first. The genius of that finish. Unbelievable. What an awful... Not a lot happening here, is it? Just a bit of midfield chess match as we edge towards the break.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. It's fascinating to see how Barranquilla keep shifting their attacking midfielders to try and insult the space between the lines. It trains and finds space between, however, has been incredibly compact thus far.
The power, the precision, the genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of head tennis in mid-foothold. It's absolutely world-class, the Powell. You feel like Barranquilla's of that finish. Unbelievable are starting to probe a little more down that left flank, Mike. They're seeing a bit of joy there.
It's the opposition defense. It's boom. Tactical plan. They are, John. It looks like they're deliberately drawing Barranquilla out, trying to create space in those wider channels for their wingers to run into.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. Just a bit of a lull here. Mike, Union's Magdalena looking to recycle possession. But Barranquilla FC are very organized in that mid-block.
It shows a clear tactical plan. It really is, John. Magdalena seem quite content to recycle possession in their own half, waiting for a clear opening, will burrow home while Barranquilla are compressing the space effectively.
It's the power, the precision. It's a pure genius of that. Unbelievable, isn't it? Just trying to feel out this midfield. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, aren't they, Mike? Just trying to find that opening.
Defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. It is, John. Union Magdalena seem content to let Brigamen, but Barranquilla have the ball in deeper areas that passes through the lines just yet.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. This is really starting to open up, isn't it, Mike? Barranquilla FC are finding some real space down that left flank now. So the pure genius of that finish, unbelievable! That is pure head tennis at the moment, isn't it? Just a bit of head tennis in passing in midfield, a clear passage of play.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Tran. They're certainly spreading it wide, trying to stretch Union Magdalena's midfield. You can see the wingers looking to get in behind those full-backs. A stretch up a Chosen defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. There are patience building through midfield, trying to draw out their opponents before looking for that incisive pass into the channels.
The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Union Magdalena 1, Barranquilla FC 0. Union Magdalena carrying a narrow advantage into the tunnel. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! But this game is far from over. Players, so what happens next? The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Union Magdalena will look to protect their lead, but Barranquilla FC have no choice but to throw everything forward. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! This sets up perfectly for a thrilling second 45 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The second half kicks off shortly. The power, the precision, the pure genius of the finish. Barranquilla or just stretch Union Magdalena out a little here, Mike? The power genius of that finish. Unbelievables. Still nothing doing, is there? Just passing it around the back, Barranquilla. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. You just feel that slight edge, don't you? Barranquilla are probing, but Union are holding firm. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that unbelievable, nearly there for the break, isn't it? Barranquilla just can't seem to find that final ball at all. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Feels like a game of chess at times.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, to see how Union indeed, John. It's interesting to see the left flank with their winger and overlapping full back, trying to draw Barranquilla's shape out of position.
It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a minute left here, and you can sense the tension, Mike. Union Magdalena holding on for dear life. Splinter genius of that finish! Unbelievable! A bit of a chess match developing here, Mike. Not much happening in that final third.
Defense. It shows intent. It shows a clean tactical plan. They are indeed, John. You're seeing Barranquilla FC try to probe down the left, but Union are effectively compressing the space to wider areas where they've not found much joy yet.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. Not a lot happening out there, is it? Feels like we're waiting for something to ignite this tie. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Right! That first half has flown by, hasn't it? right. That first half on the goal scoring, hasn't it? Not much to report on the goal for dominance.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, they're forcing Barranquilla into those wider areas, looking to exploit any loose patches with quick transitions in those congested zones.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. On a lone goal, time to draw breath here, Mike. A lone goal separating them at the break, but it's been a real battle for dominance in midfield. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius. It's unbelievable. Well, it's been a bit of a tactical chess match so far, hasn't it? Little to choose between them at times.
It shows in defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Union are showing good discipline, are showing defensive shape, though, John. They're forcing shape, though, John. Not allowing them any easy balls into the box.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just waiting for someone to unlock it. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius. Unbelievable, just a solitary goal. Separating them at the break. Magdalena looking a little too comfortable at times.
To stretch the opposition defense, it shows a clear tactical plan. Union are holding for Altis, inviting Barranquilla forward, and looking to exploit those spaces in behind with quick transitions, but the final pass has been lacking so far.
It's the power. That is just unbelievable. Just about time to catch our breath, eh, Mike? Not exactly a goal fist brewing here. The precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not much to report, is there? Barranquilla seemed content to let Union have the ball in their own half.
It shows a clear tactical. It shows radical pond plan. Union Magdalena are quite compact, forcing Barranquilla, but the final ball just isn't quite there yet.
The power, the pure genius of that. Unbelievable. Bit of a cagey affair here, Mike. Union seem happy to sit and absorb, letting Barranquilla have the ball in their own half. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot to get the pulses racing here, is there, Mike? Feels like both teams are just feeling each other out.
It shows a clear tactical plan. Union Magdalena are patiently building from the back, but Barranquilla FC's midfield shape is really stifling any clear progression through the center.
Absolutely world class. The power, just the touch of Junior, and it's halftime mic'd. Unbelievable, just a touch over, and it's at slender lead. Barranquilla FC Union Magdalena looking a little unsure of themselves out there. It's the power, the precision. Wabbits McKailwin, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Right then, Mike, a single goal separates these two. Barranquilla have seen it more of the ball, but it's been very methodical, hasn't it? The precision, the pure genius, unbelievable, a bit cagey. This one, Mike, just one goal separating them, but not exactly a thriller so far, is it?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Precisely, John. You see Barranquilla FC building from the back, trying to draw Union Magdalena out, but the home side defender are holding their shape impeccably, denying them any clear avenues forward.
The power, the precision, the pure genius, the purity. Almost time for the break, Mike. Union Magdalena just holding on to that slender lead, aren't they? They've been penned back for a good 10 minutes now. The power, the precision, the pure for that finish is unbelievable! Right, Mike. Feels like we've been watching a chess match out there for most of that first half, hasn't it? A lot of probing, not a lot of penetration. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Still just one goal separating them, Mike. Magdalena looking to press, but Barranquilla are finding pockets of space. The power, the precision, the pure genius is that unbelievable! Just seconds away from the whistle here. Union Magdalena looking to hold on to that slender lead.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. Barranquilla are looking to exploit the space on the flanks, but Union Magdalena's midfield three are tucking in nicely, making it difficult to find those pockets.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A real cagey affair here at the Estadio Sierra Nevada, isn't it? Just that one goal separating them. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. A bit of a lull, isn't it, Mike? Barranquilla seem to have settled into a nice rhythm, though, haven't they?
A stretch, it shows a clear here. Tactical plan. It's interesting how Union Magdalena are trying to overload the left flank. But Barranquilla FC are reading it well so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just feels like both sides are feeling each other out, Mike. Barranquilla have had a lot of the ball, but it's all in front of the Union defense. The power, the precision, the genius of that finish. Unbelievable. This is really shaping up to be a classic tactical battle, isn't it? So much energy, but just lacking that final spark in the final third.
shows opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. Union Magdalena are certainly content bringing us to let Barranquilla have the ball in deeper areas, but they're marshaled so well, no easy routes through.
Pure precision genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a lot of attacking thrust from either side, Mike. Just watching those patterns develop now. Sar, the Prevable. A bit cagey. See, isn't it, Mike? Feels like we're waiting for someone to blink.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Union Magdalena are trying to work it wide, but Barranquilla FC's defensive shape is compact, denying them any through the middle.
The power, the precision genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Halftime. And it's still just that single goal separating them. Barranquilla haven't quite found their rhythm, have they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's a tactical battle brewing, John. Forcing them wide. And Union are struggling to find that killer pass through the middle.
The power, the pure genius of that finish! The POW not exactly a goal fest so far, is it? Barranquilla looking a bit lost without a clear outlet. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just feels like both sides are feeling each other out, Mike. Not a lot of clear-cut chances created, is there?
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly enjoying a significant chunk of possession there, John, but Union Magdalena's defensive shape is proving to penetrate this opening half.
The power, the precision, his bushels, the pure genius of that, hasn't it? Unbelievable! Barranquilla seem happy to pass it around the back, but they're not exactly penetrating Union's midfield. The power, the pure genius. End of the first half. Union Magdalena Barranquilla class.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're trying to be patient, John, looking for that opening down the left flank. Magdalena are just absorbing the pressure at the moment.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Not much to get the pulse racing at the moment, is there? Just feels like both sides are feeling each other out again.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Union Magda looking to exploit the channels with quick passes. But Barranquilla's midfield is closing down space effectively, forcing them wide.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! You can sense the tension, can't you? Just a single goal in it, and Barranquilla are probing, but Union Magdalena are holding firm. The power, the precision, the pure genius of the unbelievable! Still a bit of head tennis out there, isn't it? Neither side really finding their rhythm early in the second half.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John, and you can see the frustration that Union Magdalena are so compact. Union Magdalena, whereas have been threatening so far.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not much happening out there for either side, is it? Just a bit of careful probing. Of that finish, the unbelievable, just ticking over here, Mike. Barranquilla looking a bit hesitant to commit men forward.
It shows intent. It shows. Pody shows a clear tactical plan. Union's Magdalena are holding in their shape, trying to draw the Spulvikians, but the visitors are being a touch too predictable with their build-up play at the moment.
Cispass, the power, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! The possession is just cycling between these two deep-lying midfielders for Barranquilla, not piercing that Union Magdalena shape at all. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Barranquilla are certainly looking to overload that left flank, aren't they? A bit predictable, perhaps.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. Are trying to draw Barranquilla FC out of shape, but the visitors are holding their defensive lines very compactly indeed.
The power, the precision, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. Not a whole lot to shout about at the moment, is there, Mike? Just feel like both teams are trying to feel each other out a little bit. It's the power, the precision, unbelievable. It's a whole bit of a chess match out there, Mike. It's so bit of a chess match out there, Mike, but still no real incision from either side. The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. The wind's picked up a bit here, Mike, and you can see it affecting the long balls from both sides. It's just not settling.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Union Magdalena are building play patiently left of flank, right, looking for an overload, while Barranquilla maintain their defensive shape, forcing them wide.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a bit of head tennis in midfield now, isn't it? It's neither side wanting to commit too many men forward.
Opposition defense. It shows a clearance, usance. Union Magdalena are certainly enjoying their spells of a possession flank, using their winger to draw defenders out.
power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not much happening out at the moment, is there? Just a bit of patient probing from both sides. The power, the precision, that's unbelievable. E here, Kachiko are looking to stretch Union wide.
It shows a transplatum. It shows a plan. They are indeed, John. Barranquilla are struggling to find any fluency in their build-up, with Union's midfield compacting effectively to deny them space.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that believable. This midfield battle is fierce, isn't it? Just can't quite get a clear sight of goal for either side.
Defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical indeed, John. They've shifted their midfield shape slightly, looking to overload that left flank where Union Magdalena have been a little vulnerable defensively.
It's unbelievable. Still just the one goal in this one, Mike. A bit cagey, isn't it?
The opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. Absolutely, John. You can see the disciplines of shape. Union Magdalena are really patient in their build-up, probing for gaps, while Barranquilla FC are compact, waiting for that turnover.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just looking for that little probing, aren't they?
It shows in tints. It shows as a clear tactical plan, John. It's fascinating to see how Barranquilla are trying to overload the left of the flank, but Union Magdalena's back four, but holding their shape remarkably well, denying them any clear sight of goal.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Come on! Let's see a bit of sparkle here. This has gone a little bit pedestrian since the restart. It's a moment, Krajic. Unbelievable! This West midfield battle is fierce, isn't it? Barranquilla are trying to stretch Union wide, but they're being snuffed out so far. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. It's just a bit too neat from Magdalena right now, isn't it? They're passing it sideways, not really committing anyone forward to stretch Barranquilla. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Little bit of head tennis out there at the moment, isn't it? A real lull in proceedings.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Magdalena have been very disciplined, keeping their shape and denying space. Barranquilla are probing down the left desk, but their final ball hasn't quite found its mark yet.
The power, the pure genius of the power, the perceivable. That is much happening out there at the moment, is there? Just probing, but no real incision from either side. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Barranquilla are looking a bit hesitant with their build-up, aren't they? Just probing without really committing anyone forward.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're patient, aren't they, John? Because trying to draw Magda midfield is remarkably disciplined, keeps those central lanes well and truly closed off.
It's absolute, the pure genius of that finish. It's unbelievable. Can you believe this midfield battle, Mike? It's a real chess match out there, neither side willing to give an inch. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a midfield chess match developing here, Mike. Both teams probing, but nobody quite finding that killer pass. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not a lot happening out there at the moment, is it? Just feeling each other out.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Well, Union are holding a decent shape defensively, John. But Barranquilla are struggling to find that killer pass to break them down. They need to stretch that midfield a little more.
Simmons would absolutely hit posts. The power, the precision, Nick. The pure genius of absolutely world class. Right, we're into the final half hour, and it's still that single goal separating these two. Barranquilla enjoying a bit more of the ball now, but struggling to penetrate that Union defense. The pure genius of that finish, unbelievable. Just a bit of head tennis in the middle of the park, isn't it, Mike? Waiting for that spark.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, they're patiently building from the back, stretching Union Magdalena wide, but you sense they need a touch more incision to truly trouble their defense.
That pure genius of that finish, unbelievable! You just feel like there's a moment brewing here, Mike. The crowd sensing it too. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. A bit cagey out there, isn't it? Just passing it around the back, waiting for something.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're struggling to feast their usual passing lanes through the middle. Union Magdalena are pressing them effectively, denying them that central control they crave.
It's the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit of a lull, isn't it? Barranquilla are trying to find a way through, but Magdalena are so well drilled at the moment. Silker, the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just waiting for something to happen here, aren't we? Barranquilla looking to build, but Union are sitting deep. genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Come on, lads, need a spark here. Feels like both sides are just feeling each other out.
It shows intent. Woo! It shows clear tactile plan. You're right, John. Barranquilla adjusted his midfield shape, trying to deny Union the space to build through the middle.
That is of that finish, the power, the pure genius, unbelievable. You're right, Mike. They're just probing, aren't they? Passing it around the back, looking for that opening.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, Johns. You can see Barranquilla are looking to overload the left flank with two midfielders pushing wide, but denying any space in behind.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of us at class. Just a little bit of head-shaking possession from Barranquilla at the moment. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a great deal happening out there for the neutrals, is it? A bit of a lull.
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows intent, a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. Barranquilla are excellently organized. Notice how their midfield are almost perfectly aligned, cutting off those passing lanes into the forwards.
Spess, the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Little bit of a lull here, isn't it? Just passing it around the back, Unions, waiting for something to spark. The power, the precision, the pure genius. Unbelievable! Come on, someone needs to inject some urgency here. Barranquilla are just letting them pass it around.
It shows the defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Defensive shape from Union, forcing Barranquilla wide, where they haven't quite found the incisiveness to unlock them.
Six strikes. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. You can feel the tension building, Mike, but it's all happening in midfield at the moment. Just shuffling it about, isn't it?
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows a tactical plan. It shows the midfield battle is certainly key here. Union Magdalena are looking to overload the center, forcing Barranquilla FC out wide where their fullbacks have been somewhat exposed.
That's by Sol. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that believable class. The Powell, you've got to be asking yourself where the spark is, Mike. Barranquilla just can't seem to find their rhythm in this second half, can they? The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit of head tennis out there at the moment, isn't it, Mike? Neither side can quite grab hold.
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. I think Union Magdalena are happy Barranquilla FC have the ball, but showing them very little space to operate in. The
power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. just a bit of a cagey affair now, isn't it? Both sides probing, but not really committing bodies forward. The precision, the pure genius of that Finnel. This midfield battle is getting a little bogged down, isn't it? We're just seeing a lot of passes going sideways.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. Union Magdalena are patiently trying to work the ball wide, looking for that overlap from their energetic winger, while Barranquilla's midfield shape seems a little disjointed at the moment.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a lull here, isn't it? Just feel like both team for something to spark them into life. Of the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Just feels like they're trying to thread a needle here, don't they? Nowhere to go with the ball at the moment.
It shreds a clear tactical fence. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John, and it's all down to how their winger Vargas, creating space for the overlapping fullback. It's a simple but effective tactic they're employing.
Of the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Barranquilla just can't seem to find that final ball, can they? They're knocking it about nicely, but it's all a bit sterile in the final third. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! It's Union Magdalena pushing now. A little surge from them, but Barranquilla look organized, aren't they?
Divan. It shows shows a tactical plan. Indeed, it's a so-see defensive shape. They're the fence ace between the lines, forcing Magdalena wide at this moment.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that believable. Just bit head-to-head tennis in midfield at the moment, isn't it? Neither side can really get a grip of it. So precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Trying to find that just pro bit of space.
To stretch the opposition detent, it shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly probing, John. Looks left by the advancing full backs. Barranquilla are showing good shape defensively so far.
The precision, the pure genius of that finish. Come on, let's inject some tempo. This midfield battle's getting a bit bogged down.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Union Magdalena are holding their shape well, allowing Barranquilla FC to push forward slightly, but before looking to exploit spaces in behind with quick transitions.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. Not a whole lot happening out there at the moment, is it? Just a bit of tippy-tappy football. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A little bit of a lull here, isn't it? Barranquilla looking to build from the back again.
The stretch submission defense. It sets a tactical plan. You see him, you wig him, you mime. You also prop to spoke him, allowing the full pair to stoke him. In near son wise to joke him.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, Mike. That's just ticking, looking comfortable. But you sense Union Magdalena are just waiting for that one moment. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Oh! Just feel like Union are looking for that one moment, aren't they? But it feels like a matter of time before someone tries something spectacular. The power, the precision, unbelievable! It's just a bit of a midfield chess match unfolding right now, isn't it? Lots of careful probing.
It shows intent. It shows a clear, tactical plan. Indeed, John. Union Magdalena are trying to be patient, looking for those diagonal switches, but Barranquilla FC are well drilled defensively, cutting off the passing lanes effectively.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! They're just trying to manage this game out, aren't they, Mike? A little too passive for my liking right now. It's the powers, the precise genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a stalemate developing here, isn't it? Both sides probing. It's not really creating anything substantial. What?
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. They certainly are, John. You can see the wide players looking space in behind their midfield.
Psych, precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, this is a bit cagey, isn't it? You feel like one moment of magic could unlock it, but it's just not happening.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly probing, John, trying to find a gap in that disciplined Union Magdalena shape, but the final ball's been lacking all half.
The pure genius of the finish, unbelievable. Just passing it around at the back, aren't they? Need a bit more zip. The power, the genius of that finish, unbelievable. Just a bit of probing here, Mike, but Barranquilla are really digging in deep.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They've certainly been disciplined, John. You can see the midfield is denying marshaled well, forcing Barranquilla wide.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. We're into the final 15, Mike, and it's still just that one goal separating them. A real tactical chess match unfolding here. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just feels like they're waiting for something to happen here, doesn't it? A little bit too comfortable.
It shows a clear tactical plan. They're showing flashes, so well drilled, but Union Magdalena are so railed in that midfield.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Barranquilla trying to force it wide again, but Union seem to have that covered.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Union Magdalena seem quite content to hold possession in their own half, waiting to commit an error in their defensive shape.
This is the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, just a bit of head tennis out now, isn't it? Neither side quite getting a grip.
It shows intent. It shows a spwapjack blondes. Force been further back. Johnny Arias shows its goal for large spells.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a lull here, isn't it? Just feel like both sides are trying to find a killer pass, but it's just not materializing. The power, the pure genius of unbelievable. Not much happening in the middle, is it? You feel like the final ball is just going begging.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. Union Magdalena seem content to keep possession in there to push higher and potentially open up spaces behind their midfield.
Spore aus class. The power unbelievable. The pure genius of that clash. Just feel like both teams are feeling the tension here. You know, Barranquilla trying to probe, but Union Magdalena are so well drilled at the back. The power, the precisions of that finish. Unbelievable. Barranquilla are just probing, aren't they? Looking for that one unlock this Magdalena defense. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Just a little bit of head tennis in midfield here, isn't there? There's not much incision at all.
To stretch the opposition, so it shows defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. Union Magdalena are really trying to stretch Barranquilla down the flanks. Looking for those of Itter's midfield is holding firm for now.
It's the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a little bit of a lull here, isn't it, Mike? You can sense the tension, but the action's dried up a bit. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Goal! Union Magdalena, 2-0. The stadium is surely sealed in a row.
to stretch the opposition to defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Barranquilla FC have shown some lasting triangles in field, but Union Magdalena's defensive shape has been incredibly disciplined, has been any clear-cut opportunities.
Are world class. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! It's just a bit of head tennis out there now, isn't it? We're into the final, Melina, looking comfortable with this lead. The power, the precision, the pure genius of precision. The pure genius of an ability around this one, can't you? Barranquilla are just patiently probing, looking for that one slight crack. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Come on, lads, let's inject some urgency here. The clock's ticking and Barranquilla FC needs something special.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, you see Barranquilla trying to work the channels, but Union Magdalena are so well organized, their defensive shape is really frustrating them.
The power, pure genius of that finish. Unbelieving out there, is it? Just a lot happening about at the back. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, Clax. Just a bit of patient probing from Barranquilla now, trying to unlock this Union defense. They've been so solid today.
Stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, and you can see Barranquilla trying to stretch Union Magdalena down those flanks. But the midfield press has been really stifling their build-up play for large spells.
The power, the precision, the pure genius. Unbelievable. Just a little bit of head tennis developing in midfield there, Mike. Not exactly tearing it up, are they? The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! They're just passing it around the back again, aren't they? Not exactly setting the world alight here. The pure, the precision, it's unbelievable. Still hoofing it, aren't they? Hoping for a miracle from up there.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Union probing in down the left flank, but Barranquilla FC's defensive shape has been remarkably disciplined thus far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius, unbelievable! Right. The Barranquilla looking to force something her, says, but Magdalena are just so organized, aren't they? Denying them any space whatsoever. The power, the just pure genius, is polar genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just keeping it, no real penner, isn't it?
stretch the opposite defense. It shows a tactical plan. They've certainly found their rhythm. John, a lot of intelligent movement from their midfield in those wider channels.
The power, the precision, the pure genius is unbelievable! Just a bit of shape from Barranquilla here, looking to find a way through, but Magdalena are holding firm, aren't they?
Sense of the opposition defense. It shows a baboon. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Union Magdalena have managed to keep their shape well, stifling Barranquilla's usual, attacking them flared. They're looking to spring counter-attacks when the opportunity arises.
A finish! Unbelievable! They're just passing it around at the back, aren't they, Mike? Need a spark!
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're being patient, waiting for that moment to spring the trap. You can see the midfield shape tightening as soon as Union crossed the halfway line.
The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! You know, Mike, it's almost like they've run out of ideas these last few minutes. Just shuffling it about. The power, the precision, the pure genius, the pureness of that finish. Unbelievable! Just trying to see this out now, aren't they? But nothing really threatening Union Magdalena's lead. Heck, the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just winding down now, isn't it? The clock's ticking away, and Union Magdalena look comfortable.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical approach. They are, and it's a patient. Notice, albeit midfielders are constantly looks to switch play. But Union's diagonal passes base up booties, difficult to execute effectively.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that thievable. This is just about winding down now, isn't it? 2-0 Union Magdalena looking comfortable. Sin, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Bit of a lull here, isn't it? Just passing it around the back.
To stray opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's certainly been a chess match, John. Union Magdalena are looking to stretch Barranquilla wide, but their midfield press is stifling any real penetration so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! You can just sense the oxygen being sucked out of the stadium, can't you? Barranquilla FC just passing it amongst themselves, looking for anything. The pure genius of unbelievable. Not much to report here, is there? Just passing it around the back. Oof.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are indeed, John. You can see Barranquilla trying to build from the back, but Union's pressing has been so effective, forcing them into wider, less dangerous areas of the pitch.
The power, the precision, the pure genius. Both, you can just see them, can't you, Mike? Just passing it around. No real urgency whatsoever. They've got this won. That precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Barranquilla trying to force it, but Magdalena are just soaking it up, aren't they? Looks like they've got this sewn up. It's the power, the pure genius of that finish. It's unbelievable. 94 minutes gone, Mike. It's just seeing this one out now for Union Magdalena. They've been so disciplined.
It shows intelligence. It shows a tactical plan indeed. You're noticing the key thing there, Barranquilla. They're trying to trouble crawl them down the flanks, but Union Magdalena's defensive shape has been compact, forcing them into predictable areas.
The power, the precision, the pure genius. Unbelievable! Just a bit of keeping it alive now, isn't it? They're just looking to see this out. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit it's hard to get anything flowing for either side with just minutes left. So the borrowed class, the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish F is unbelievable. Full time. Union Magdalena claim the victory. 2-0 it finishes here. Or can't you? You can feel the tension rising now, can't you? The final whistle has blown. The crowd is sensing it. The moment is coming.